Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video blog post. In today's post, we're going to talk about the mysterious art of astral projection. Astral projection, or out-of-body experiences, also known as OBEs, is one of the most mysterious and unique consciousness phenomenons that are currently being studied and reported by millions of people worldwide. But let me tell you how it worked for me. You see, I heard about astral projection experiences over the course of many years through many books I was reading. And I decided to actually try my hand at an astral projection. Now, first let me explain what an astral projection is. It's a situation where you become consciously removed from your body. And I know that sounds a little bit bizarre, but this is what happens. You sort of feel as if your consciousness has come out of your body. And not only that, but your consciousness, without your body, is able to observe and roam around the physical world and see things as if you're actually there. Many people report out-of-body experiences or astral projection while they are on a hospital bed. And sometimes during an operation, a patient might momentarily tune out or die, actually. And between the moments of them dying and the moments of being revived by a doctor, many patients have reported things called out-of-body experiences. In a medical sense, when that happens, it's called a near-death experience. And astral projection is no different. However, unlike a near-death experience, it doesn't happen when your body dies or you're going through a serious medical condition. It happens consciously at will. And many people report having experienced it. So having read about this and read about the wonderful things that one is able to experience during an astral projection, I decided to give it a try. So what I did was read a couple of books on astral projection, and I used a technique called the vibration technique. Basically, you would lie down on the floor in your room. You would make sure there was basically no sound or sensation that might disturb you. You would try to imagine the big left toe of your body vibrating. And when you get that toe vibrating and you feel it vibrating, you'd extend that vibration to the rest of your toes. And then to the toes on your other foot. And then up to your ankles. Then all the way up, calves, knees, thighs, all the way up to the scalp of your head. And at that point, you would think of a place that you can imagine really vividly. And if it all goes well, you find yourself zooming in on that place, and you are there as if you're actually there, except your body is still lying on your bedroom floor. So this is what happened with me. I tried it, and of all the places I could pick, the moon or Paris, I was kind of afraid, so I picked a place I was very familiar with. In this case, it was my garden. And sure enough, after about 45 minutes of going through this exercise of feeling the vibrations flowing up my body, I suddenly felt myself go whoosh, and I found myself in my garden. And I was able to see everything completely vividly, every blade of grass, the leaves on a tree. And it was so real, I knew it wasn't purely my imagination. But just then, I started thinking about my body, wondering, what's going on? How's my body doing? And the moment I started thinking about my body, whoosh, I flew back into my body. That was my first astral projection experience, and it was amazing. Lying there on my floor, staring at my wall, back in my body, I realized what I'd done wrong. Basically, when you're in that state of separation from the body, your thoughts are extremely pure, and whatever you think about, you seem to attract into your reality immediately. If you think about your body, boom, you go back to your body. You think about Paris, and whoosh, you are there in the streets of Paris looking at the Eiffel Tower. Now, you've probably experienced astral projection too, but you probably don't remember it. People say that we all astral project during our sleep. In fact, in the famous series of books Conversation with God, Neil Donald Walsh writes that all of us go through soul journeys at night while we're asleep. And you might have experienced a sign of such an astral projection or a soul journey. Have you ever experienced situations where you're asleep in bed, and all of a sudden you let out a random leg kick? Or maybe you have a dream of flying through the air. Or maybe you have a dream and a sensation of falling, and you literally feel like you're falling, and you suddenly find yourself wide awake. Well, proponents say that these are all signs that you had gone through an astral projection, or you were returning from an astral projection into your body. And the leg kick, that feeling of falling, are all signs of it. Your conscious mind's interpretation of what had just happened. Interestingly enough, in a 1975 study, 14 to 35% of Americans polled in 5 different cities report having experienced an out-of-body experience. So the phenomenon is quite common. Now, my second astral projection was slightly more interesting. This time I decided to attend the class, so I found myself in Flint, Michigan, sometime in 2005, in a hotel room with 20 students and an instructor, going through an astral projection seminar. And one of the exercises we had to do was lie in a deck chair with a mask over our eyes, listening to a type of audio technology that's designed to induce astral projection.